welcome everyone once again to our Thursday meditation session offered by PSSM Canada. As you all know, we are in our 12th week of Gurus of India series. And as part of this series, we have different speakers, different masters actually coming forward to share about the various Gurus of India. We have learned wonderful things about various gurus, and what we have noticed is most of them uh, direct us or ask us to do meditation or dhyana or aspire for spiritual growth, which I think is one of the most important differentiation between human beings and animals or any other living beings. So we are those privileged souls, if I may call, who have the ability to differentiate between the mind and the soul, mind and the consciousness. So to continue our Gurus of India series, we have today Mukesh Chauhan, a very good friend of mine, who is going to talk about Sri Paramahamsa Yogananda. Paramahamsa Yogananda is also one of a very elevated as a spiritual guru. To give you a quick overview of Mukesh ji, he's again not new to meditation. He's been meditating for almost 5 or 6 years now. So he's been in the practice of meditation and spiritual journey, and he's professionally he's an IT professional, but also a vivid reader. He loves reading books, and he has read many books. And I would request him during his presentation or after the presentation to share some of his experiences while reading the books. Okay, without further ado, I request Mukesh ji to come and give us a walkthrough of Sri Yogananda Paramahamsa. Thank you, Mukesh. Over to you.
Thank you, Prem. Let me know if you are able to see my screen.
Yes, I'm able to see it.
So, good evening, masters. Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Prem, and thank you, PSSM Canada, first of all, for giving me this opportunity to share some glimpses from the life of Paramahamsa Yogananda. And I came across this guru 5 years ago when I started doing the Anapanasati meditation. I was advised to read a book written by him, Autobiography of a Yogi, and I found many uniqueness about this guru. And if you look at the quote which is written here from this guru, when we see him in all persons, all things, each rock becomes an altar. I mean, he talks about the oneness of everyone with the God, oneness, the connectivity between all of us. And the other unique thing he spoke about unity of religions. He specified that all religions are different path for the self realization or the God realization, right? This for the same thing. And he was also the bridge between the East and the West, the spiritual knowledge from India, and he brought it to United States, which was like scientifically advanced. He tried to bridge that. He brought a lot of yoga and the what you call the pranayam and meditation along all three, right? Lot of wisdom that and lot of knowledge he imparted in United States. So we will briefly go over his life, and 20-30 minutes is not enough. Actually, these gurus, they have given an ocean of wisdom and philosophies. So we will be just touching some of the glimpses from his life. So thank you. Moving to the next slide. So he was born on January 5, 1893, to a Hindu Bengali family. He was born in a Gorakhpur, a city in UP, in India. And his parents, Bhagwati Charan Ghosh, his father, and the mother, Gyan Prabha Devi, they both were the disciples of Lahiri Mahasaya. And mother was actually a very, very religious lady. His father was the vice president in the railway, Bengal Nagpur Railway, and this was during British period. He was vice president, and he graduated from Srirampur College, Calcutta. He did his BA. There is uniqueness about his education. He did not want to go to the college or his school. He did not want to study, but his father wanted to study, and a lot of the miracles happened with him during his education itself. So when he was in high school, what he was doing, instead of going to school, he was in actually Calcutta, and he was going to the various ghats and the graveyards in search of God. That's what he used to do. And one day, few days before the exam, one of his classmates met and he asked Mukunda. Mukunda was his birth name, Mukund Lal Ghosh. And he asked Mukunda, are you preparing for the exam, high school exam? And he said, you know me, right? Most of the time I am on the ghats or in the graveyards, looking for searching for the God, or searching for something that he did not know what he was looking for, but he knew something he wanted to search, like for the self realization. So then he said, you only you can help me. And this friend helped him like passing the exam, and one subject he in fact forgot to teach him, which was Sanskrit. And Mukunda said in his one of his book that when he was passing through a field one day before the exam, he found some papers lying on the field. He picked up those papers, and those were in Sanskrit, so he could not interpret those, and he took it to a Pandit and asked Pandit to kind of translate it to him in Bengali. And looked at those, after looking those papers, Pandit said these will not help you in passing your Sanskrit exam, but he still wanted to understand. So those were more like stanzas
Yeah.
of certain some poems. Pandit explained him, and what Yogananda has written in his book, he said, those stanza did not come in exam, but those, the messages which were part of those that poem helped me passing the exam. That's how he passed the exam. And in fact, after passing the high school, he requested his father that he should be sent to Banaras, one of the ashram, and his father allowed him because he made multiple attempts before going to the ashram to leave his home. Somehow he was very fascinated with the Himalayan yogis, and he, as a child, like 8 years, 9 years of age, he tried to run from the home. He was brought back one time by his brother, and the second time he was even brought back from Haridwar. He went that far by train. Another interesting story, about his life. At the age of 8, he had a cholera, and no doctor medicine was working. So when nothing worked, his mother came to his bedside. There was a photograph of Lahari Mase on the wall, and mother said, "You should do pranam to Lahari Mase and request him to heal you." And he has written that he was not even ready to lift, or he was not able to lift his hand. And what happened when he looked into the eyes of the Lahari Mase, there was a bright light that appeared from his photograph, and immediately he was healed. And his mother also noticed that light. So, and after that, he said, I was able to lift my hand and could touch the feet of my mother. And I told my mother that Lahari Mase has healed me. Both his parent, Bhagavati Charan Das Ghosh and the Gyan Prabha Devi, they both were disciples of Lahari Mase, and there is a story associated with that. That story was shared. One of his father's subordinate working in the railway, and he asked for 1 week of leave from his father, and he said, "No, I want to go to Banaras to visit my Guru Lahari Mahasaya." His father said, "No, you should not waste your time in these things. You should work hard, pay attention to, your life, earn some money, and these worldly things, would help, but spirituality will not help you." Those were the words. And he was walking to his home along with his subordinate, and when he was passing through the what you call a lawn, and suddenly the Lahari Mase appeared, and he said, uh,
Yeah.
Bhagwati, you are very hard on your employee. And that was the only sentence the Lahari Mase spoke, and he disappeared in front of him, and he was shocked. He could not even move. He thought, what happened here? And then his subordinate knew that it was his guru. He bent down on his knee, and he thanked his guru. So then after that, Bhagwati Charan said, Avinash Babu was the name of the subordinate, and he said, Avinash, I am giving you leave, and not only you, I will also go with you for a week. And he went with his wife, and when he went in front of Larry Maase, And Lahari Mahasaya, when opened his eyes, he was in sitting in lotus posture in meditation. When he opened his eyes, he said, Bhagavati, you are very hard on your employee. And that's where he realized that same guru was there that day in the field. And and he said, I'm very happy that you also came here and you brought your wife too. And that was the time Lahari Masa initiated both his parents into the Kriya. Kriya is another thing, that he kind of, brought into US and into the life of the people. We will have have a slide about the Kriya as well. Moving into the some of the key events of his life. At the age 11, he was living in Lahore. At that point in time, his father was posted in Lahore in Punjab, which was British India at that time. And what he did as a child, he put a small shrine of, somewhere he got the photograph of Mother Kali, and he created a small shrine, and he was standing with his sister in the balcony and said, the mother Kali, fulfills all my desires. Whatever I ask, he gives. And his sister said, you are a liar. And he said, can she give you both these kites? There were two kites actually, which were there in the sky and flying, And he said, yeah, she can give me. And immediately closed his eyes. He prayed. And when these players, the players, they play with the kites, they try to cut each other's, and those strings actually contain the glass sand, glass particles and the glue, some kind of glue. So one of the kite was kind of, cut, and there was no way, he has written, that it can come to his balcony because it was a recessed balcony. So but somehow, the after that string got cut, and the wind blew in a way that string got stuck in a cactus tree opposite to his house, and somehow it made a loop, like the other end of the, that loop came into his balcony, and he just pulled that kite. And then his sister said, this is an accident, suddenly, it's a chance that it has happened. I will only agree to you if you get the second kite also. And you say, I closed my eyes again, and after a few seconds, even the second kite, the kite that broke from the string, and the string again took the similar kind of loop and got stuck into the same cactus tree on the other side of their house, and he got both the kites. That's where his sister believed him. Another story, associated with the life, his sister, elder sister Uma, she was teaching him Bengali in Gorakhpur, and they were sitting under a neem tree. And she was showing, him that I have a boil on my leg. So she went and, got some cream to apply on it, and she was applying. Yogananda took little bit of that cream and started applying on his hand. And his sister said, why are you applying on healthy hand? He said, no, I have a feeling I'll get a boil tomorrow here. And his sister said, you are a lawyer. How is that possible? He said, no, no, I'm sure it will happen tomorrow. And he said, no. She said three times to him, lawyer, lawyer, lawyer. And he became kind of very upset. And he said, with my will, with all my, firmness, I say that tomorrow I will have a boil on my hand, and your boil on your leg will be twice the size. And next day morning, when his sister got up, and she found that her boil became double in size, and she saw the the on the hand of Yogananda, the boil. She went running to her mother and said, the brother has learned something like black magic, because whatever he says, that realizes. Then his mother, told Yogananda, never use the power of your willpower or power of your words on anyone to harm anyone. And he has written in his autobiography that scar on my hand, that basically was because doctor operated that boil, always reminds me about my words. This is what he has written. And at age 11, he lost his mother, and he was sleeping in Gorakhpur. His elder brother was about to get married, and mother was in Calcutta. So as a boy, as a very young boy, he was sleeping with his father. And suddenly in the morning, he got some, the sound from the mosquito net, and he woke up, and he saw his mother appeared. And the mother said, I don't have time. I'm ready to depart now. If you want to see me, take first 4 a.m. train, tell your dad and come to Calcutta. So he woke up his father, and he said, the mother came and she said she is leaving, and we need to go at by 4 a.m. train. But father did not agree. He said, if she is well, she is okay, nothing will happen. And if something is there, we will get a message in the morning. In the morning, he did not take the train, but the message came that she is seriously ill. And they both went, but by then they reached, her mother was gone. So this was another story about him. There is something else associated with his mother's death. Mother knew that his son is going to be a yogi, and that was told by Lahiri Mase. And she saw many times Yogananda sitting as a young boy in meditation, and she noticed a lot of light around his body, or kind of a bright aura when he was in meditation. And plus, when she was in Lahore, there was a sadhu who came and he gave her an amulet, silver amulet, and said, uh, I have been sent by gurus, and you don't have much time to kind of live on this planet. You will leave very soon. You will be sick, and I'm going to give you this silver amulet, and this is what you have to give to your son. But you should give on a specific age, and he said, you give it to your elder son. Ask him to give 1 year after your death to your son Mukunda. And mother, and he said, as a proof, I'm not going to give you this amulet physically right now. What I will do, tomorrow when you sit in meditation, that time it will come into your hands. And that's where the sadhu kind of, went. And the next day when she was doing meditations, he found that the amulet came in her hand. So she kept it with her, and she knew that his son is unique. He is going to kind of, show light to many for the God realization. So, and she left a letter for him when she died, and that letter was given to him after like 14 months of her death. His elder brother gave the letter, and he read, and he was in great tears. He was, after losing mother, he did not feel good. He used to miss his mother a lot. He had a very close relationship and a lot of attachment with the mother. That's what he has written in his book. At the age of 15, he established a ashram, first ashram, Sadananda Mandir in Calcutta. At age 16, he met his guru, Swami Sri Yukteswar, and that meeting was also a unique in nature. At that point in time, he was in Banaras after passing the high school, and because his father allowed him to go, he was spending time in a ashram, and he used to do meditation every day. But the ashram people did not want him to do meditation. They said, better you spend time doing the organizational activities, I mean the ashram activities. And but he was somehow not getting aligned with those people and feeling bad. One fine day, he went to the market with one of his colleague to do some shopping for the ashram. While he was walking, he felt in a narrow lane there was a person standing on the other side, and he looked at it. He looked like little different, and he thought who that person is. He has seen him in his dreams. He has met him before. So then he thought maybe he is hallucinating like a guru, his guru. Then he walked from there. He walked about 10 minutes, but he has written in his book that he could not walk. His leg became so heavy, he could not lift his feet from the ground. So what he did, then he turned back and he started walking towards the that lane that he left behind. He was able to walk. Then after walking few steps, then again he turned his, the turned backward, and then he tried to walk again. His leg became very heavy. He could not lift his feet from the ground. And one of his friend was watching him and asked him, "What are you doing?" Then he finally went to that narrow lane. He met his Guru Sri Swami Yukteswar, and Guru said, "I have been waiting for you." And then he was visiting Banaras. That's how he met. He used to have his ashram in Sirampur in Calcutta. That's where his guru said, "This is where you should come." And he said, "You are coming to Calcutta in 30 days." But this child did not want to come to the Calcutta because he told his brother that he will not return from the ashram. He is on a path to his spiritual journey. But Guru said that statement, and he said, "You are coming." That's it. After that, Guru closed his eyes and asked him to go. And he finally came to Calcutta, and that is where, when he came, he told his father that he wants to pursue his education also. He did graduation. After he did his graduation he was initiated into the highest order for a Swami by Sri Yukteswar, which was like Paramhamsa. and that's where he became Paramahamsa Yogananda. In 1917, he also established this Yoganand Satsang Society, which still exists in India. In US, it was established, but later on, it was renamed to the Self-Realization Fellowship. In 1920, he kind of published the book Dharma Vigyana, The Science of Religion. Same year, he traveled to US. And there is another interesting story when he was traveling on the ship those days. He said one of the English person who was traveling with him, he found that there is a Swami here on the ship, and he said, "Why don't you come in the evening and kind of give us a lecture on about the on the the fight that we all have in life and how to kind of overcome it." So he was not prepared because he never spoke in English, and that's something he kind of felt how he is going to do it, and he has discussed this with his guru before leaving, that how will I speak when I go to USA. Then his guru said, "Don't worry, you will be taken care." So he prepared for something for the speaking in the evening, but when he went in the evening in front of the people, he has written that no thoughts were emerging from his mind. He could not speak even a single word for the first 10 minutes. And the people started laughing, and he said, there is a Swami here. What would you do when you come to the US? You are not able to speak. And after 10 minutes, he closed his eyes. He recalled his guru, and guru said, "Don't worry. Start it." And he started speaking. He spoke 45 minutes in front of the people. That's how. And his guru said, couple of times his guru said, "You were always taken care. You never failed in any exam, whether it is for education or anything. I will always be there with you." And when he came to US, he traveled from city to city, kind of talking about the yoga, talking about the something. He started energization exercises, something unique, which was a combination of yoga plus pranayama, the breath control during those exercises. Those were required for the energization of the human body. And in 1935, after 20 years of his stay, he went back, and there are many stories associated during his journey, because he went via Europe, visiting many countries. In 1922, he also was invited to the White House by the President Calvin. And in 1952, he left his body, and something that was noticed, that his body did not decay even after many days. It is recorded in the mortuaries record in US. So these are some of the stories associated with his life. There are many more, but I don't know how are we doing with the time frame.
Yeah, actually, you're on time. It's already 9:29.
Okay, so I'll take 2, 3 more minutes and close
Yeah.
it here.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Thank you. So, Sri Yogananda's guru was Sri Swami Yukteswar, and Sri Swami Yukteswar's guru were Lahiri Mahase, and who was the follower of Mahavatar Babaji. And Lahiri Mahase received the Kriya Yoga from his from Babaji, and then again initiated Sri Yukteswar, and then Sri Yukteswar initiated Paramahamsa Yogananda. Uh, Briefly about the teachings of Yogananda, we just spoke about oneness. He said only God exists. Self-realization means realization of the divine nature of individual is also the realization of God. He advocated daily meditation and yoga. Prana keeps us alive. That's where he has spoken in those energization exercises, as well as Kriya Yoga. We don't need to leave the world, means it is the middle path, something that Patriji also spoke, right? While being with the family, you don't have to leave your home, you don't have to go to Himalayas. Same thing he advocated. Desire to be happy, desire to be free from all pains. That is the universal motivator for all of us. He also spoke about karma and incarnation. Spiritual communities, what we call Sajjan Sangatya here. Same thing, right? They have Ananda communities worldwide living together, the spiritual people. He also emphasized on the prayer, a lot of chanting, yoga meditation. Before the meditation, actually, he used to kind of use some breathing techniques to still the mind, and then once the mind is like in a no thoughtless state, just sleep yourself to experience that state, and at the end, practice devotion, means you talk to the God. That's what he has advocated. especially the Kriya Yoga. Kriya Yoga is nothing but the control of life force. This is what he has taught to the people on conscious will. uh, it usually that the flow of energy or flow of life force is based on the material world, the objects or the things that we absorb from the world. Maybe the oxygen is one, the food we take, the water we intake in the form of material, right? All these things. And but he said you need not to depend on those materialistic things, just by inner cosmic, the life or source of life is where you can depend upon through the Kriya Yoga. And when you are practicing Kriya Yoga, there is nothing like aging. And he also mentioned that, most of these spiritual approaches are like bullock cart method, but Kriya Yoga is like aeroplane method, and only possible from a guru to a disciple. Very quickly about this book nine he published in 1946. All of us probably have come across this title, right? More than 10 million copies sold, and this is one of the most shared book, right? More than 30 million people have read. If you have heard about the Beatles, they also published, the Yogananda photograph along with his gurus in 1967 on their album. As well as Steve Jobs, right? He used to read this book every year. And during his cremation, his wife distributed to almost like 500 people who all attended. And in this book, he has written so many stories, right, that you see here bulleted, right? A lot of people he has met, and very little about Yogananda, but lot more about the people he met. That's how this autobiography is unique. He has published more than 100 books. Some of these, just the cover I have listed here for the to just to bring to this session. And the last, I just want to say what he said: practice meditation. You will find that within your heart you are carrying a portable paradise. Thank you so much. Thank you for this session. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you so much.
Yeah, very nicely explained, Mukesh. You shared all
I
the
try to
highlights
rush
from the.
because lot to share. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's a beautiful book, Autobiography of Yogi. And then Kriya Yoga is really like there are so many practitioners across the world and so many centers. It's I think yeah, it's that they have a very popular 64, I think 62 step process of breathing exercises. They go level one, level two, level three. Yeah, it's
Absolutely.
great. Thanks for sharing those.
Yeah, it
If
was a
anybody haven't
wonderful.
read a book, please go, read the Autobiography of Yogi. It gives various different yogis how the type of techniques. Like there are different people. It's very interesting to read. So that's you can take
That's a
inspiration.
must-read book. Yeah.
Must read book.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it is. It is. And again, yeah, I was interrupted because I was adjusting something online. Thank you so much again, Mukeshji, for your lovely presentation. It was very interesting
Thank
because
you.
you tried to share a lot of stories. I think stories are one thing that, people tend to hear more or pay more attention to. And I think that's what you rightly did. And each of those stories had some essence. And especially when you were talking about the kite flying thing, I was nostalgic because as a child, I made those threads, manja. We call it as manja.
Yeah, manja, yeah, right.
In fact, I was the one who grinded the glass bulbs, the tube lights, and then we grinded it. We put all those kalmanda and all those ingredients, color, and then we made manja. So that got I got reminded of that, and thank you for taking me back in time. Wonderful. I think it's already past 9:30. I don't want to delay further. So, Anu, could you please guide us through the meditation session?
Sure, sure.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, sure. Thank you.
Anyone first time joined for meditation? Uh, So
Uh,
we are practicing the breath meditation. It's called Anapanasati. Ana is our in-breath, Apana is our breath, and Sati we are observing our simple breath. Please close your eyes, clasp your fingers into fingers, and cross your legs. And our goal is to be one with our breath. Our breath is our teacher. So as you bring your awareness 100% onto your breath, you can observe slowly that volume of thoughts will reduce and you can go to the meditative state. Please remove your eyeglasses. Cross your legs, clasp your fingers, fingers into fingers. Eyes closed.
I'm just sharing the music in a minute.
This is a beautiful time dedicated for the self-care. Just let go of all the things which you have been doing today. Release all those thoughts. The permission to be present here. 100%. Connecting with the group energies. Dedicate these beautiful moments to transcend beyond this material world. Follow your breath. The more you sink in deeper, those still moments, when you connect to yourself, to the higher self. To the energies of the great masters. Experiences high energy vibrations. Going in. Energizing each and every cell of your body. Walking in love and light. Radiating the higher light. Being energized. Observe this expansion. Enjoy this beautiful experience. consciousness. It is a physical reality. Experience the body consciousness. The body. Slowly coming back to the present moment. Analyzing these high energies, filling your body with love and light. Experience the true relaxation, the strength, the peace. Feel your body has become very light. Express your gratitude to all the great masters, great gurus, Sri Yogananda Paramahamsa, for helping us in this process, channelizing the higher energies, for guiding us. Experience your gratitude to this wonderful group, your friends, family, everyone in your life. And slowly bring your hands together and place them on your eyes, soaking in everything we received today. And gently open your eyes when you're ready. Thank you. Thanks everyone for joining today's meditation session. And thanks Mukeshi for sharing the life journey, the highlights of the Yogananda Paramahamsa Ji. Anybody wants to say something? Anybody has any questions to Mukeshi?
Awesome. Okay, looks like people are in deep meditative state still. It was a very good meditation today. I could feel the energies. Thank you so much again, everyone, for participating in today's Gurus of India session. Looking forward to seeing you again next week with a new speaker and a new guru. Until then, have a wonderful night and a wonderful week forward. Good night.
Thanks everyone. Good night.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you.